So, hello and welcome to my paranormal experiences. Um, I figured the best place to start is the beginning of whenever I really remember start having experiences. And I had been between the ages of 3 and 6, 3 and 7, something like that, because at this time I was living with my mother, um, my stepfather, and for half of it, my younger brother, my stepbrother. So, whenever I was 3, my mom met my stepdad, married him, and that's whenever my experiences that I can remember really started, is around 3, 4, that young. And I remember laying in my bed, and I had this life-size doll. Her name was Jessica. She was like the size of an actual 5 or 6 year old. She was literally like 4 foot tall. And I had this old wooden rocking chair that I've had since I was a young kid. It's just something that I always had, was this old rocking chair, and I used to always sit her in the rocking chair, and she would sit there and rock, and kind of like turn her head slowly towards me and look at me, and always kind of really freaked me out. And the shadows, I don't know how the shadows did this in my closet, because it just didn't make sense. It had to have been something in my room that created the shadow, but I had a nightlight beside my bed, and there was a shadow that was casted into my closet that looked like a gremlin. No, I know it was just probably, a shadow casting and my mind playing tricks on me, but it was a gremlin. Well, then when my baby brother was born, I was moved into another room, and the one room that I originally had was his room. And that's whenever I started having like more experiences. Um, I would get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, look down the hallway, and I would see this white mist float from the bathroom into my parents' room. And I wouldn't go to the bathroom after that. It was just like really freaky to actually watch the white mist float like that. And I started saying stuff to, my stepdad and my mom about what, kind of things I was seeing, and my stepdad's like, oh, that's Casper. Before you guys moved in with me, I went to work one morning after making myself breakfast, came back from lunch, and found some odd things. And he goes on to telling a story about how he left a carton of eggs out. He admits to leaving it out, but he noticed that the frying pan was still on the stove, but he put it on the back burner, after he used it, turned off the burner. Well, he found the eggs on the deep freezer cooked, which was odd, obviously, and he found the frying pan in the sink. So it was just like really weird. Well, shortly after him telling me that story, we heard, it was few days, few weeks, something like that. We heard a crash coming from the bathroom, and we're like, what's going on? We go in the bathroom, and the style of vanity and stuff we had, there was the mirror in the sink, and then on each side there was the light fixtures, and these light fixtures were like the U-shaped fixtures that go on and screw on, if you know what I mean. Well, these glass fixtures were inside the sink. They were both broken into 3 pieces each. I mean, if they're gonna fall, why would they fall to simultaneously, first of all? And wouldn't they fall straight down, not at an angle into the sink? And then I would wake up in the middle of the night, and there'd be this character standing at the end of my bed. Now, I started calling him Charlie because he reminded me of that Charlie Chaplin looking kind of fella. He had a derby cap on. He was just a little short, stout guy, dressed in one of those old tuxes with a little walking cane. It wasn't a cane, but it was it's just a straight cane with one of those, canes. And he had his little mustache, and he would just sit there and kind of stare at me and stand at me there and watch me sleep. And I never got like a creepy feeling from him. He was always like friendly, feeling. That was the feeling I got from him. So, those were like my main experiences that I grew up with. I started, seeing, I was always awakened by something in the middle of the night. It was just little things like those. And, those things happen more than once. Those things happen more than twice. I always seen that white shadow go back and forth. I seen that white shadow come all the way down the hallway at times. That character always stood near at the end of my bed. I would see him constantly. And those were just a start of what was yet to come. So, yeah, after that, we moved into a different house, and that's where all the main things started happening, to where it really opened my eyes to what the paranormal could be, and just how powerful and how odd. And it's where I really got most of my experiences. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, like, comment, and watch the next one, because it's got stories in it and experiences in it that sometimes I don't even believe. So, peace, love, happiness, and I'll see you guys later.